My name's Jerry. This is my RS3 from Mount Vernon, originally from Florida. Was born and raised out in Florida. Moved here about 8 years ago.
What do we have here?
So this is my 2017 Audi RS3. Just your basic rods, piston combo, stock frame turbo. Got the Stav built intake manifold, Stav built fuel rail, IROS catch can, 5-inch intake. Fuel system, just a fuel pump, upgraded fuel pump. It's rated for about 1,000, so it's well over what I'm rated for. I think I'm running 980 cc injectors, so fairly small injectors. And then the upgraded fuel rail. So that's about it for the fuel system. It's making in the ballpark range of 800. When it got dyno tuned before I brought it back, it made about 750. And then we turned it up a little bit since then. So I'd say about in the ballpark range of 800.
I see you got the carbon fenders here as well. These are looking sick.
I put the carbon fenders on there. It wasn't necessarily for weight savings. I had got a good deal on them. Got a duckbill spoiler on there, and then that's pretty much it.
Okay.
I've got some cosmetic stuff done to the inside, but
okay, yeah, let's take a peek at the driver's side.
yeah. So that is the cockpit. We've got a carbon fiber steering wheel.
And I see you got a little gauge right here, so.
Yeah, I got a little gauge. That'll tell me a couple different things, like IATs, boost levels, certain things like that.
Okay.
I usually record most of it on my laptop, so that gets used very minimally, but it's there if I need it.
So does this delete the AC vent, or does it,
So the cool thing with this one actually is the AC still flows around the top and the bottom of the vent, and you can still open and close the vent. So you still have full heat and AC access on that side, which I thought was really neat.
Oh man, okay. All right. Then I see you're on a pretty simple wheel tire setup.
Simple 18-inch Nuo Speed. I think they're the RSE 10s.
Okay.
They're pretty lightweight wheels. I think they're about 17 pounds each.
Wow.
So compared to the 27-pound wheels that I was running before, they're a lot of weight savings.
Losing a lot of rotational mass.
Yeah.
And then speaking of rotational mass, I see you decided to go with the Willwood like lightweight front brake setup here.
Yeah, so I got the small brake kit from VTT. It's been good to me so far. You don't have the stopping power that you do with the original big brake kit, but for what I use the car for, I don't really need it, so.
Okay. It seems like a very straightforward build, and then you're still like stock ECU.
Yeah, the car's running stock ECU right now. It's a pretty entry-level build. A lot of people go with a similar setup to this. I think at the end of the season, we're gonna tear it apart and do a little bit more for next year.
Yeah, what are your plans?
We're gonna go to a full frame turbo. So the turbo that's on here now is a stock frame turbo, meaning it's running like the stock manifold setup and stock turbo itself. It's just the compressor wheel is bigger.
Okay.
So we're gonna go to a full frame 68, 70 turbo and see what that does.
Do you have any future power goals for the car?
We're shooting for 1,000.
Shooting for 1,000?
Shooting for 1,000.
Oh man.
Anything over that's a blessing.
All right. Well, what do you say we take this puppy for a spin?
Yeah, let's take her.
So how is the, so I know that this is based on the, is it the MQB chassis?
Yeah, so I mean, if you look at the doors and you look at a Mark V GTI, they look pretty damn similar.
Okay.
So it's built off the same platform. This one has the 5-cylinder in it.
And it's a 2.5 liter single turbo 5-cylinder. And then, so what are some of the cool features that you have set up on the stock ECU?
So I'm able to implement my E85 content into my screen over here. So that's nice, so I don't have to have a separate E85 gauge.
Okay.
Makes it pretty easy to be able to just look down and know what content I have.
Yeah.
Other than that, not a lot. I have a rolling anti-lag. We'll use that here in a bit. I don't really need rolling anti-lag, but it's nice to have. Depending on the car that I'm racing, I'll use it.
Okay.
And then I also have tucked down here a little burnout switch that I had Auto Built install for me.
So what does that do?
So what that does is that disengages the haul decks and essentially turns the car from all-wheel drive to front-wheel drive. So I can do a burnout in the burnout box and then throw it back to all-wheel drive and run my pass down the track.
That is awesome. So is this car
pretty gnarly.
front-wheel drive bias?
It is front-wheel drive bias, yeah.
Okay.
Do a little 40.
this thing bucks. Holy shit, dude. That rolling anti-lag hits. Holy. Dude. You gotta be pulling at least like 1 to 1.1, 1.2 G's on that hit. Holy
Weight
man.
plays a really big part in roll racing, and so about every 100 pounds you take out of the car, it should be equivalent to about 0.1 second on a 60 to 130.
That eats. Like, there's not... Like, I can maybe think of like a GTR.
Yeah,
But
there's been a couple of GTRs. I'd say the majority of cars that try to race me are Mustangs. Mustangs and ZL1s.
I don't think there's a lot, unless you're like 1,1300 horsepower and beyond. I don't think that there's a lot that can take you on the hit like that and keep up.
And that's the biggest thing with roll racing too, is the guy next to you going to spin or is he going to grip? And that's I put that into thought when I picked a car I wanted to roll race. And these cars have an insane anti-lag setup, so that's why I went with the RS3.
And it's a certified street car. It still has AC, still has power
Street
windows.
car, we got full AC. We did that hit with the AC on, actually. We didn't even turn the AC off. So that just goes to show you everything still works in the car, everything's still functional.
Do you ever foresee yourself getting to that point?
I've been talking about it. The guy that builds my car runs a company. His name's Auto. His name specifically is Ethan. He's been really helpful with the car lately, and he's starting to talk me into wanting to kind of set it up.
Would you say for somebody that would be interested in buying this car, what advice do you have for them?
Buy a stock one.
Buy a stock one.
Buy a stock one. Do the mods yourself. These cars are very easy to mess up or fuck shit up on.
Okay.
And you want to make sure that you're doing this stuff the right way. These cars are also very tricky, so take it to a reputable shop. When I first got this car, I went through numerous shops that I'm not going to name, but I had a shop that installed a turbo for me and failed to hook up the Mac valve, and I made 58 pounds on my first pass.
Holy
and
shit.
blew the motor. So had I took it to someone that knew what they were doing with these cars and knew how it was supposed to be set up, I wouldn't have ran into that problem. So it was a little bit of my fault, a little bit of their fault. And then I sent it out to EMD Auto in California to have it built. They pushed the car out in 5 days, start to finish.
Holy.
Stage 2 to stage 3. So they do really good work down there. I would recommend them to just about anybody. They are a little far, so my regular maintenance goes through Auto. He's a very small shop out of Danaway or somewhere in that area.
Okay. So south side of Seattle.
Yeah, so any Audi, MQB, anything in that platform he's really good with.
Okay.
He installed the fuel rail for me. We were having issues with the belt, so it's called a front main seal on our cars, and it sits right behind the main drive belt. And so Stav hooked me up with one of his front main seals, and it's been tested on multiple cars, and the belts have been perfect. So
Nice. And so who built the intake?
the intake is by a company called Artec.
Artec. So they make a lot of like manifolds and stuff for like Skylines and Evos.
They make a lot of turbo kits and stuff now as well. They're an overlooked company in my opinion. This intake is priced at about half the price that other companies price their intakes at, and it's the same exact thing.
And so these cars stock, about how much do they run for somebody that may be interested in buying one?
Stock RS3 with low like 20,000-30,000 miles, you could get one for under $50,000 right now.
Wow.
So they're dropping in price. I bought mine for 50, and that was about 2.5 years ago. But I bought mine with a little bit of mods on it. And again, that's why I say buy it stock, because I undid everything the person before me did and redid it the way I wanted to.
So you're gonna end up doing it the way you want anyways, because everyone has different tastes with builds.
Exactly. So
That's
you might
fair.
as well do it right, do it once.
Yeah. All right, and that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And also, if this is something you guys want to see more of in the, you know, of this like beautiful RS3, go ahead and just leave that in the comments. Be like, hey, you know, this is something we want to see more of. I'm happy to do more. There's plenty of contenders that we're able to do this with, so please just let me know. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I guess at this point, I'll see you in the next one.